What's up, everybody? Welcome to another installment of I-Konick interviews. Today we have the audio wizard himself, Kasin Pointe. How you doing, man?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? Heck yeah, that's good to hear. Now, Kasin Pointe, where did you come up with the name? Why Kasin Pointe?
I came up with it as an artist.
Okay.
A lot of the stuff that I was talking about was real, and it was, trying to make a point. So case and point.
Hell yeah, okay, for sure. Now, is there a moment that you can recall that got you into music, that set it all off?
This is gonna sound weird, but I feel more like I was born with it. I don't think there was ever a moment where I was like, this is what I want to do. It was kind of just something that I picked up at an early age. I've been doing it since an early age.
Oh, shit, okay.
So I don't think there was ever a moment of like, this is where it begins.
Fair. All right. Heck yeah.
Just something I always knew I wanted to do.
So, like the, what is it? Step Up, the Born from a Boombox type deal?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
That's dope. Who would you say are your biggest artistic influences?
I definitely got to say Frank Sinatra is one of them.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Frank Sinatra is one of my favorite singers of all time. In the studio, I got a whole shrine set up to him. Definitely Jay Dilla as a producer.
Oh, hell yeah. There.
And as far as like rapping goes, it's definitely like Nas and Wu-Tang, specifically like Method Man, Raekwon.
Oh, okay. So you got the East Coast style. You love that
East
style.
Coast for sure.
All right. That's what's up. Yeah, those are all a pretty good blend, especially Jay Dilla. I'm pretty sure used a lot of Sinatra tracks in his samples.
Yeah,
so,
that jazzy style.
Yep, that's dope. What like instruments or equipment are you proficient? Do you feel in?
Well, I'm still learning Pro Tools, but I feel like I'm pretty good with that software.
Oh yeah.
FL is my go-to for making beats always.
For sure. Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, I've had people try to sway me away, and it's not gonna happen. I'm learning the MPC, so that's something that I'm picking up on now. Guitar is something I've always played.
Hell yeah.
And then vocally, I've always been like a singer.
Oh shit. Okay.
And a
nice.
rapper. So
nice. To be honest, I don't believe I've heard you actually rapping.
yeah, it's few and far between.
Fair. We're gonna have to get a track going or something.
Yeah, I've got a lot of people trying to pull me out, trying to get tracks with me. So
yeah, that'd be interesting. I'm excited to hear something. So, where do you find your most inspiration?
most of my inspiration comes from older hip hop.
Okay.
Definitely like the Wu-Tang style. I've got a real passion for boom bap.
Okay.
So that's where I get it. And then just kind of listening to the world around me.
Right.
The new sounds that are coming out. I think all of that can be incorporated into what I do in some form.
Fair.
Obviously there's a lot out there that's not great these days, but
yeah, that's true. Where do you stand on sampling versus non-sampling? Like, there's been a debate on people saying sampling isn't producing or beat making.
Oh, you just opened up a big topic for me.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
I'm definitely all for sampling. I think worst case scenario, I do understand everybody's got to get paid. So right. I do understand, the need for clearing samples. But at the same time, I feel like, a lot of what's being sampled is unknown, unheard of music.
Fair.
And you're taking that and bringing it and putting it in front of a new generation. I'm 100% for sampling.
Okay.
Realistically, all it is a couple notes that somebody played, and you got your inspiration from those couple notes, and let's see what I can do with it, kind of thing. Yeah. So obviously, if you're taking, note for note a song and throwing it in your song and calling it your own, that's one thing. But change it up a little bit, and all for sampling.
All right. Oh yeah. Okay, that's a good stance. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I've done sampling a lot myself, so I'm pretty sure I've heard a lot of sampling from yours as well.
Yeah, especially from a boom bap point of view, that's what boom bap was built on, was
True. Yeah.
sampling.
With the vinyl rips and everything.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What is your favorite time of day, would you say, to create?
Ooh, definitely late at night.
Late night?
Late at night when everything's quiet, when I'm alone. But I just recently found that having someone around for like creative. Long story short, I got with Conquest the other day. I was having a little bit of beat block.
Okay.
And he's like, all right, let's start going through samples. And I found this sample was completely out there for me.
Mm-hmm.
And we made a banger out of it. So
Nice. Okay.
but it was also late at night. So
Fair. Yeah. There's like I don't know, something about late night that just drives creativity, I feel.
yeah, something about being tired, and it gets creativity going.
Yeah, that might be a little bit delusional from
Yeah.
lack of sleep. Yeah, I've been there myself. What would you say? Well, we know your favorite DAW for beats is FL, but do you have any favorite plugins?
One of my favorite plugins right now is there's a stock one called Morphine.
Okay.
I've used a lot of that. Aside from that, I would definitely have to say Grow Speed is one of my favorites.
Fair.
That's where I get a lot of the cuts. And
All right, so we're back. A couple issues there. So I was curious about the Liquid Death sponsorship and how that came about.
it was something. So we've always got Liquid Death in the studio.
Okay.
And me and Mac were talking. I think it was in a meeting. We were all talking.
Right.
And we're like, wouldn't it be crazy if we got a Liquid Death sponsorship?
Right.
And I think it was Mac that said that. And I was like, bet. And I started working on it. I probably sent in like, they've got a website for Death Peddlers,
Okay.
which is their sponsorship. And I sent in probably like 30 applications. And I think they just got tired of me. And they're like,
Shit.
all right, let's do this.
Yep.
But yeah, it took a good couple months to make that happen.
Oh, that's awesome though, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
Definitely put in the groundwork for it.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah. What's your biggest motivation, would you say?
A better life, man.
Fair.
This is something that's been my dream for a long time.
Right.
I mean, I've been doing this since I was about 8 years old. So
Okay.
I've been daydreaming for years. So I think being able to have this as my full-time job, you know, not talking about like money and fame, just being able to make a living off of this, I think is the motivation.
Right. That's what's up. That's a good drive. Oh yeah. How long would you say you've been doing music per se?
I would say 16, 17 years.
Nice. Okay.
It's been a long time. I feel like I've been doing it well for like 2.
Fair. So production the whole time, or have you dabbled in here and there?
Little bit of everything. The engineering aspect is a little new for me.
Okay.
I think I've been doing that maybe the last year. Again, well, for a few months.
Right.
But mostly production and rapping.
Okay. That's what's up. And have you been before Rapper Store? Have you been solo pretty much your whole career?
Pretty much. It's been me and my brother this whole time. So.
Okay. That's dope. Heck yeah. And an older brother or younger brother?
He's an older brother.
Okay, for sure.
He's the one who got me started on the whole thing. So
Oh, really?
yeah, it's kind of just been me and him for the longest.
Nice. How has it been working with Rapper Store compared to your previous work?
I used to be the type of person that was like, you know, I can do it all myself. But it's kind of refreshing to have a team around you who is all about the grind, you know, similar mindset.
Hell yeah.
You know, not all the time are you going to have a similar mindset, and that's when you're able to open your mind to new things. And
True.
so it's been a big change.
Okay. Oh yeah. That sounds dope though, for sure. How would you define success as an artist?
putting in the work, man. I don't think success is based on money or recognition or anything like that. But once you start putting in the work and you start getting a result from that work, I think that's what true success is.
Fair.
Getting results.
Oh yeah. Okay.
This might kind of. It just started like sliding.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It won't stay.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that little knob there, if you turn it to the right, it should tight. Oh, other way. My bad. Eventually, it's tighten up. Oh, maybe not. 1 second. Another issue, but we're back. So you were saying, mentioning that it's better to actually have your mic upside down.
Yeah.
When recording, or just in general, or
just in general. If you walk into a lot of studios, you'll see that they'll have the mic up higher,
right,
and it's hanging upside down. It's something with the heat transfer.
Okay.
It's more. It's not more of a now thing. It's more of like a down the road. It'll just last longer.
Okay, that makes sense. Yes. Heat rises, so instead of hitting the actual part that's taking in the audio, you're hitting the equipment down underneath.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn, that's crazy. Learning a lot today. Nice. How would you say you balance the best way to balance time with your studio and personal life and the day job and everything?
Well, first of all, canceling out the personal life altogether.
Fair. Yeah.
I see this as my personal life. So I work a crazy 9 to 5. I'm on call all the time.
Oh, damn. Okay.
And then, overtime comes and goes. So it's definitely hard. There's a lot of late nights and exhausted days.
For sure.
But usually the way it works, I go to work at 8 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I'm in the studio from 6 till like 7:30. And then as soon as I get off work, I'm hitting the rapper store.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm there till anywhere from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock in the morning.
Fair. I know you're on a bit of a, as you called it, grindcation right now.
Yes.
So that was a 30 days, I believe.
Oh, I wish it was 30 days.
Okay.
No, it's a week.
Oh, okay. Okay. Still, that's a solid week to get in as much as you want. Like,
yeah.
That's dope.
I've spent just about every minute of that in the studio making beats and whatever I can get in.
Oh, yeah. So excited to hear those projects then. I know I've been checking out the beats that you've been posting. Notice you've been posting a lot more within this week. So that's dope to see. Oh, yeah. What's your biggest challenge, you would say, as an artist?
Recognition. I think, putting myself out there and getting people to notice what I'm doing is definitely really, really hard. One of the first things I notice is in this game is nobody cares about your talent. People want to see you grinding. So until they see you grinding, nobody cares what you're doing.
Fair. Yeah.
So that's been the biggest challenge for sure.
That's okay. Yeah, that's true. People really don't care about talent because there's so many talented people that kind of get left by the wayside. I think people want to have know they can put their trust in you, that you're going to put in the work to return an investment if they were to put their time or money into you.
Yeah,
for sure. What are your thoughts on the local scene as is, and where do you think there needs improvement?
Honestly, I think this is one of the best local scenes. There's a lot of people out here supporting each other, which is something you don't see in a lot of places.
For sure.
Hip hop was definitely built on competition, but it doesn't have to be a competition.
Okay.
When you're behind the mic, talk your shit,
Yeah.
Make it a competition, but behind the scenes, we should all be working together for a come up.
Heck yeah. Yeah. That's a fair point. Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of the camps working together a lot more as of late. Because when I first got into it, it was a lot more isolated. Kind of camps stuck to themselves.
Yeah.
How do you decide what artists to work with? Do you have a certain criteria or anything?
Right now, I am in this zone of I want to work with everybody.
Okay.
Right now, it's mostly for the experience.
Right.
Later down the road, it's gonna have to be picky choosy. I'm I'm gonna have to put more energy into artists that are, investing in themselves.
Gotcha.
But ultimately, that is going to be my main requirement. Is like, how much are you putting into yourself?
Okay. So you heard it here right now. He's open to work. Get at him. Get some projects in.
Always open to work.
Heck yeah. Who are your top 5 overall and top 5 local artists? And we'll say top 5 local producers as well, if you're down to give those.
Okay. Well, as far as producers go, obviously I got to put Mac at the top.
Heck yeah, for sure.
Mac Dillon is by far one of the best producers I've not only had the opportunity to work with, but to learn from.
Heck yeah.
That's why I say, I've been good in the last couple of months, is because I've had a lot of time to learn from Mac.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been really big. Number 2, I would have to say Eshawn the Alchemist. That kid is super talented. He's super slept on.
Oh, heck yeah.
He's given me some really, really bad verses, but he's also given me some of the greatest verses you've ever heard.
Fair.
And when it comes to like producing, you set something in front of that kid for 5 minutes that he's never seen before, and he's gonna have it figured out in 10 minutes.
Nice. Oh,
So he's definitely one of them. As far as producers go, I'm not sure because I haven't met a whole lot of them. Definitely Chaotic. I'm gonna have to go with the Rapper Store on this one because it's mostly who I've worked with.
That's fair.
But yeah, great team of producers in there. As far as rappers, I definitely got to go with Tony G.
All right.
Tony G's definitely up there. He's out there grinding. He makes great music. Definitely Pointe.
Oh, yeah. You're rocking the Pointe gear. Hell yeah.
Always rocking that Pointe gear. I think Higher Thinking's up there as well.
Okay.
I've loved his music for a long time. I've been listening to him at least the last year or two.
Mm-hmm.
And he's always putting out something good, and he grinds.
Oh,
grinds hard
for sure.
See who else? Jay Dixon. I don't think a whole lot of people have heard about Jay Dixon yet, but they will.
Yeah, I don't believe I've heard him. I'm gonna have to look into him.
He's been working with the Rapper Store a little bit. And he kills it every time he walks in there.
That's what's up.
He's probably booked more consistently than I've seen anyone else do. So that's definitely a positive. So he's definitely up there.
Nice.
What is that for?
Yep, we're at 4.
So the fifth one's really, I'm gonna have to go with Eshawn again, man.
Oh, okay.
Eshawn's
Double shout out.
It. He's super slept on for sure.
No, hell yeah. I've known him for a good minute before Rapper Store and everything. Yeah, he's got some bars.
He definitely has some bars. As far as my top 5 overall, I got to put Nas at the top. Nas is one of my favorites. RZA, I would put him in the producer category. I think he's one of the greatest producers.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah.
Right behind J Dilla. I'm also lately getting really into Marlon Craft. If you haven't heard of him, you definitely got to look him up. He's great.
Oh, okay. I think I've heard Gang Shit.
Yes, that is Marlon Craft.
Okay. Yeah.
Marlon Craft's up there. Logic is another one that I've been getting really into.
For sure.
Been into him for a minute. And then I got to go with Raekwon.
Okay.
From Wu. And then Method Man.
Hell yeah. It's a solid list. For sure.
I've had plenty of debates about this.
I think every artist, yeah, that's one of the main things is your top 5 kind of says a little bit about you, for sure. What would you like to be, or where do you see yourself in about 10 years?
In about 10 years, I see myself still at the Rapper Store, hopefully doing big things.
For sure.
Rapper Store's definitely on the come up. We're always looking for the next big thing.
Oh yeah.
But I'd say in the next 5 years, I see myself doing this full time. So that's the main goal, is to be doing music full time.
Shit, yeah. No, that's a solid goal. And I wish you luck on that, man. Wish everybody luck on that one. Hopefully they achieve it, But yeah, it's a matter of grinding, and you guys are grinding over there for sure. What's one thing you could go back and tell yourself?
I think the biggest thing would be put yourself out there, because the reason I've only been doing this for a year is because I sat back for a long time and, didn't see myself, I've always been like, I'm good enough for this. I can do this.
Right.
But there's always been that one thing holding me back from actually putting myself out there and pursuing this for real. So I would definitely go back and tell myself not to waste time, get right into it, and
Fair.
see what happens from there.
Hell yeah. What would you say is your crowning achievement thus far in your career?
Definitely getting with the Rapper Store.
Shit, yeah. Okay.
Like I said, I've been doing this for real for about a year.
Yeah.
And being able to come to Mac and be like, hey, I want to learn something, and him, immediately without even knowing what I'm capable of, pulling me in and teaching me what he has.
Yeah.
I think just even having someone like that pay attention to me, I think is a pretty big achievement.
Hell yeah.
Aside from that, one of the first shows I ever opened was Afro Man back in February.
Oh shit. Okay.
And then it was actually right after the Spice One show that I met Mac.
Right.
The very next day. Those shows did not go well.
Fair. Well, shit, at least you still got out. You put yourself out there and got on it.
Yeah, that was the main thing.
Oh yeah. What do you think you'd be doing if you never got into music?
Sitting idle.
Fair.
I definitely couldn't see myself doing anything else. I mean, I've picked up hobbies along the way, like photography
Gotcha.
and things like that. But I mean, without honestly, this is gonna sound cliche, but without the music, I don't think I'd be here. So
No, that's fair. Music's a bigger part of a lot of people's lives for sure. Would you say any of the skills from the hobbies that you picked up translate into music?
100%. So one of my biggest ones for a long time was photography, and I feel like album covers, things like that,
true.
definitely. But I think there's also the technical side that transfers over as well.
Okay.
I'm going to use Ishan as an example again. That
Fair.
he can take anything you put in front of him, and he'll figure out the technical side of it in like 10 minutes.
Okay.
So I feel like you can take that and apply that to just about anything. Learning an interface on a camera would be very similar to learning an interface on a studio. So
Fair. Yeah, that's true. A lot of adjustments and things like that. Little minor details.
yeah, instead of sound adjustment, it's visual adjustment.
True. Which I guess kind of, yeah, they blend the same. Because I've done a little bit of both. So, and they both have faders and things like that, which is funny. So, any tips or tricks for production and mixing?
Sound selection is everything. I think
That is key.
that's something I've learned recently. Sound selection is everything. One instrument can throw the whole thing off. One note could throw the whole thing off.
Fair.
Definitely keep in mind who you're working with. Because, not saying that these two artists aren't both great, but they may not fit together very well.
Okay.
That's something I had to learn the hard way. Yeah.
For sure. All right. What's next in store for you? Excuse me.
Moving up, man. I don't know what's gonna come tomorrow, but for sure it's gonna be something big.
Fair.
Definitely don't want to take any steps that aren't gonna, get me to the next level. So
Gotcha. What would you say is like the best advertising, I guess, or marketing strategy that you've come across for your beats?
that's a really hard one because it's kind of hit or miss with everything.
Fair.
The easiest thing for me would be to like promote on BeatStars, put a little bit of money behind it.
Gotcha.
I think in this game, you definitely have to put money behind everything.
For sure.
Otherwise it's not going to take off at all. I've tried Facebook and it seems like, I'll post something super inspirational and it'll get super engagement, man.
Yeah.
And then the second I post a beat, everybody goes ghost. So Facebook is definitely not the way to go. I still push it though, because I want everyone to hear it
Yeah.
at least once. You know, even if they don't buy a beat, at least they've heard it.
Fair.
So definitely put some money behind it and push it that way.
Okay. So like the sponsored ads, things like that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. No, I feel you on the Facebook. Still upload there, just kind of to put it out there, but
Yeah, take it with a grain of salt.
yep, you cannot take the engagement like personally, especially on those. Where can people check out your work and follow you besides BeatStars?
BeatStars is the main one. I'm also trying to get better, you know, working with the time that I have to start posting up on YouTube, and obviously it's all over Facebook and Instagram.
Gotcha.
I will have some projects coming where I'm actually rapping on it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Those I'm going to try to push towards Spotify and things like that. So I'm also trying to do Spotify for my beats as well. So.
Oh, okay. Dope. Is that at Kasin Pointe on like Instagram and Facebook, or is there a specific at for that?
At Kasin Pointe.
Okay.
I was lucky enough to be able to snag that.
Hell yeah. And that's point with the E at the end.
Yes, sir.
All right. And we'll I'll put it in the show notes too, just in case anybody else needs the link. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I've seen my name spelled wrong a lot.
No, I imagine so. Yeah. But it's a dope name. Like that's a dope brand for sure.
Yeah, there's some people I have to explain it to. Not everybody understands the
pun there.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Do you have a message for your fans, people, rappers, anything like that?
Just stay tuning in. Big things are coming for sure.
Hell yeah.
I think I'm still working on that trust and gaining my fan base at this point, but
Gotcha.
Keep tuning in and things are gonna happen.
Hell yeah. Look forward to checking everything out that's coming. I'm curious, do you have a like one specific album or project that you've listened to that you were just like in love with the production on it?
Logic's first album.
Okay.
No ID is another one of the great producers. The production on that was amazing. Another one of my favorites with Logic is 6.
Okay.
And I believe 6 had a part on that album as well.
Gotcha.
The drum patterns and all that are, you know, they do take a little bit from the old school East Coast boom bap, but there's also a little bit of a newer style in there.
Right.
And then he's also got what he calls boom trap,
Oh,
which
okay.
is a mix between the two, obviously. Just a bunch of different sounds you've never heard before.
Fair. Where would you place yourself on the genre scale?
I'm kind of in between right now, experimenting with different styles, but definitely boom bap.
Okay. For sure. Hell yeah.
Definitely boom bap.
All right. Well, I think we'll call it there, man. I appreciate you coming down.
I appreciate the opportunity.
I appreciate all the little tips and tricks there you got me, especially with the mic, man. That was a good. I had no idea on that, so thank you for that. Make sure to follow and check out Kasin Pointe's work. We'll put the links in the show notes. Follow I-Konick Interviews on Facebook. Have a good night, everybody. Peace out.